This is Maria from Maxifisio. I prepared for you today a group of therapeutic exercises that you can do if you just had COVID and you're feeling a little bit weak. So this should help you hopefully recover some of your mobility and your strength. These exercises can be done as well if for whatever reason you've been sick or not feeling very well lately and you're feeling a little bit weak but you don't feel energetic enough to maybe go for a long walk or some other type of exercise that might be a bit more strenuous. As always, with any type of exercise, if any of the things I'm demonstrating don't feel right for your body, please listen to your body, don't push anything that doesn't feel appropriate for you. We're going to do most of the exercises sitting on a chair. I'm going to be using also this broomstick. If you don't have a broomstick at home that you can use, you could use an umbrella, or if you got a resistance TheraBand, something that you can use just to keep your arms kind of on the same level, that would be great. So we're going to start in sitting, and maybe just come a little bit forward to the chair. If you're doing this on a sofa or on the edge of your bed, just make sure you're not sitting too far back. Make sure your feet are grounded, your spine is lengthened. We're going to bring the hands crossed over the shoulders, and we're going to start rotating gently to one side. Try not to move your knees too much. Then coming back to the middle, and then twisting over to the other side. And we'll repeat it again, same thing. And back. So I want you to feel a little bit of a stretch, might be a little bit stiff, but make sure you don't experience pain or any sort of bad discomfort. And with the idea of trying to progress the movement as we go into repetitions. And we're going to repeat it one more time, each way. We're going to come back to the center, and then we're going to try to go into a gentle side bend. Try to relax your neck as you go. Just allow the shoulders and the lower back to get a bit of a stretch, and then repeat the same thing to the other direction. With the same idea, trying to get a nice stretch, progressing the range as you feel appropriate for your body. And we'll try to go for another 2 more times each side. We're going to come back to the middle. Then from here we're going to release the arms down by our side. We're going to do a couple of shoulder rolls, easy, just trying to get a bit of movement now through the upper body. In preparation for a few other exercises we're going to do involving a bit the arms and the shoulders. Let's just do about another 4 or 5 the other way. You can find again if you have a broomstick or an umbrella or a TheraBand, something where you can hold on to. Start just resting whatever piece of equipment or whatever you got at home on top of your thighs, on your lap, and then bring your arms straight in front of you. Then take them down. Let's repeat it again. Gentle lift, watching your shoulders on a shrug. Let's try to bring the arms a little bit higher. So it gives you a little bit more of a stretch, giving yourself a nice opener for the chest. And repeat it again. Try to do it slowly, with control. Now keep your chin down. It's going to give you a bit of a stretch at the back of the shoulders and the neck as you come up and lower. Try to maintain the rest of the spine lengthened, even though your chin is down. And then hold it here. Keep breathing, maybe drop your head a bit more, feel the stretch. And release. Now we're going to be following the stick with our eyes, or again whatever equipment you're using at home, whatever you got. So take your eyes up, so your neck is going to come back. If your neck is sore, don't force it. You can always move your head a little bit less. And let's repeat again. Okay, hold the next one. So arms up, look up, stay. And slowly release. And from here, keep holding onto the stick or whatever you got. Bring your chin down and just think of rolling your spine down and forward. So it gives you a nice stretch through the spine. Trying to go as forward as you can. And then very slowly coming back up, vertebra by vertebrae, until you rest again on the start position. So my broomstick is coming back to my thighs. And I'm going to repeat again. I'm just going to roll it forward and down. And back to the top. Try to make sure you're breathing evenly. So being aware of your breath, trying to hold your breath. Especially if you get a little bit tired, just think of breathing in gently, and of course you can always have a break in between repetitions if needed. So let's just release the stick. You can leave it on the floor for a moment, the equipment you were using. And let's just think a little bit of our thighs, of our posture. So try to stay as upright as possible. If it's easier to come back a bit onto, if you're using a chair or you're on the sofa, you can lean back as long as your back is upright. If you begin to slouch, please come forward. And we're just going to keep the arms now down by your side. Try not to hold to a chair if you've got a chair or the sofa. Try to keep the arms kind of by the side, but they're not gripping onto anything. And then bring one hip up. Then the other. So you're lifting the knee with your leg bent up. So sort of like a marching motion, but seated. The important thing is, again, you want to have your back on a good position. So again, if you feel you're slouching, then you can always sit away from the back of the chair or the surface where you're on. And this will actually get your core working a little bit too. And the other thing we can do, whether it's again slightly forward from the back of the surface you're on, or sitting completely against it, you can try to extend one knee, flex the toes, bring it down, and then extend on the other side to get a little bit of quads working. If I come to the back of the chair so you can see that too, it would be the same. I'm trying to stay upright, try not to grip with my arms on anything, and I'm going to repeat again about 10 repetitions or so in total. I would think in general for about 5 to 10 reps as a good number. Unless of course you need to do a few less if you're feeling very tired, or maybe a few more if you're feeling a bit more energetic. Good. Once you finish those, if you were sitting against the back of the chair, come a little bit forward. We're going to grab again the stick or whatever you were using before. Bring the arms in front of you. And now we're going to try to lean forward and back. So when you think of the arms coming forward, your hips coming forward, so it will look like your chest is coming down a little bit, but you're not slouching. You want to try to keep your back fairly straight. So you're bringing a little bit more weight to the front of the body. Feel the heels. Good. And we're going to release the stick or whatever you are using. You can help yourself now with your hands. We're going to come up and then we're going to come back down again. You can use your hands for a bit of support. I want you to make sure you do this safely, especially if for any reason you're alone at home. So making sure it's not dangerous, we don't want to fall. Being mindful of your knees as well. I do tend to knock my knees in sometimes, so just think of avoiding the knees doing that. Just going to take a rest. And if that feels okay, we can try then without using our hands for support. So you can take the arms forward like we're doing with the stick. Come on up. And try to come all the way back down to the chair. But as I said, if you prefer the support, it's absolutely fine. You can use it. And allow you to do again 5 to 10 repetitions, whatever feels appropriate for you. And then one more. And back. Good. Then have a bit of a rest. And then we're going to do a couple more things in standing. So again, you can help yourself if you like. And for these ones, if you know your balance, it's not 100%, you could use the broomstick we were using before for support. Otherwise, you can hold to a piece of furniture. You can use the other arm, and we can try to lift one leg, and then the other. So a bit like the same motion we did in sitting, the marching, the lifting on the knee, but standing. And of course, if you would like to try without holding onto anything, you can always use both arms on front and maybe try the same motion. Great. Allow you to do again about 5 to 10 repetitions. And you can have a bit of a rest. If you prefer to sit down, that's fine too. And then we'll repeat again the spinal mobility work we're doing in sitting. So come to arms crossed, and then allow the spine to twist. Allow the hips to twist this time, so the pelvis gets a bit of mobility as well. And then come back. Feeling also the support from your feet, as even as you can on the right and the left. Trying to progress the range. See if you can get a little bit more mobility, a little bit more stretching. And then we can do again in silence. So just again, moving slightly to the side, relax your neck as you go. Coming back. And to the other side, you can be mindful of both feet. If for any reason you feel a little bit unsteady on the feet, you can again come back to sitting and maybe do another round in sitting. Just make sure you feel safe. Make sure you don't feel you're going to lose your balance while you practice this. And again, think of about 5 to 10 repetitions. Trying to always even out both sides, so same number of repetitions on the right and the left. Good. Then you can come back to rest, and then last thing you could do, well, if you're practicing this at home is maybe just walk around your house for a minute or two, really thinking of walking carefully, so landing heel toe on each side, and if you want to add a little bit more. But otherwise you could practice just these exercises that I show you. And they don't take too long, as you can see. It's about 15-minute easy workout. If you take more breaks, maybe more repetitions, it might take you a bit longer, but it should be fairly manageable. I would encourage you to do it once a day as part of your recovery if you just had COVID, and maybe practice it for 2-3 weeks, depending on how's your energy level. And you can again reduce the number, the frequency in the week after that time, depending on how you're feeling. And of course, if you're feeling more energetic and you would like to do this 2 or 3 times a day, that would be fine too. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. If you would like to see any other content, please message me. If you're interested in any of my online classes or online consultations, please go to my website, maxifisio.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you on my next video soon.